Guys, most people actually think that you need to write full code in order to publish a full stack web application, right? But after watching this video, you'll completely change your mind. If you don't believe it, just check this out. This is the live example that I have built without even writing a single line of code. This platform is video2social.com, which actually takes the YouTube video URL and tries to generate social media posts based on that particular topic of that particular video. So I have actually built this entire application. Like I did not even write a single line of code. I have built the entire front end and I have built the entire back end without me writing the code. So by watching this complete tutorial, you'll be able to build these sort of applications without you actually writing the single line of code by yourself. So in this video, we'll actually go through how to build the front end and how to build the back end, and also in order to integrate the payment gateways with your SaaS application. Like if you build the application, that isn't enough, right? You have to collect payment from the users automatically. So you have to actually integrate the payment gateway to the particular software that you have built. We'll also check with that like how to integrate the payment gateway, and also finally you will be able to actually try to link your own domain to this particular project that you have built. Let's say when you build this particular project, you will not have the complete custom URL or custom domain that you can use. So what we can do is we can try to even link a custom domain. I'll actually show you that process as well. So if you are actually interested in building a full stack web application, but you don't know how to code, or if you are someone who want to build some sort of MVPs for your clients or something like that, this tutorial is actually going to help you a lot. So watch the video till the end. If you have any questions in between, just post them in our forum, or you can directly send your error screenshots to me on Instagram or Twitter. I'll actually try to help you out to actually build your application. So if this sounds good, let's get started. So I'll give you the link of the platform that we are going to use in order to build these applications in the description. Just click on the link in the description and you'll be taken to this particular page. You can actually try to create the free account here, or else if you would like to purchase the premium, that's fine, you can go ahead. But this platform actually gives you some free credits as well, so you can use them. Just click on sign up and use your Google account or whatever it may be to just go ahead and log into that particular account. So once you are logged in, you'll be taken to this page particularly again with the account that you have logged in. So the platform or the project that we are going to build in this particular video or tutorial is going to be a to-do list. This is not just the simple to-do list. We'll also include the authentication where the users can actually create accounts on your particular platform. And also we'll try to store the data in the database, which is in our case, we'll be using Supabase. So yeah, let's go and start with implementing the platform. So let's get started. So I have actually written the complete prompt. I'll just read out to you. I want to build a note-taking app with the functionality to integrate AI to summarize the notes. I'll be using the GPT-4o from the OpenAI in order to implement the AI feature in my website. So GPT-4o is the model name that we are going to use in our platform. I want to create two pages. One is the home page and other is the dashboard where the users can add all the tasks and do all the operations. So in here you can actually create how many number of pages you want, like all the pages, whatever you want, like contact us page, terms and conditions, privacy policy, all of them you can create with the particular platform, or I mean in the same way that I'm going to show you. So make sure to create the beautiful looking UI. So the UI has to be good, right? So it is going to use some frameworks like React or something, and I'm not even fully familiar with the code that it is going to write as well. It is going to use React, and coming to the CSS part, most probably it would be using Tailwind. So let me just try to submit the prompt. As you can see, once you submit the prompt, you will be taken to this particular editor where you can see on the left side, you'll have all the code that it is going to write. You can see all of it here. So you can see that it is taking the design inspirations, all the stuff. So on the right side, you will see all the code that it is writing. Here, the platform is going to divide the files and it is going to organize the files, and also it is going to do entire thing, like you just don't have to touch it. So it is going to build you the entire website, but what you have to do is you should be able to prompt it the right way. So once the first preview is completed, I'll show you the preview. So as you can see, we just got the preview of the first prompt that we gave. Like I just gave it the single prompt, like just check it, the output that it generated. It's mind blowing, right? So let's try to make some more changes to it. Like in the home page, I would like to add maybe a testimonial section. So I just gave it the prompt like I would like to add the testimonial section. So let's see what it does. So as you can see, it is writing the code again in order to create that particular testimonial section. Let's wait and see what it generates. And coming to the pricing plans, I think you can actually take the first premium plan that they have for $20 per month. And coming to the free plan, I think you'll be getting 5 credits per day, I guess. So I'm actually on the premium plan, which is $20 per month. So you'll be getting 100 credits per month if you take in the premium plan, like the $20 per month. So as you can see, we got the testimonial section as well. Like the UI is really, really good, right? So yeah, let's go with the next thing. Let's just go to dashboard. And as you can see, we got the dashboard generated as well. So we have the notes that are taken here. Let's just add a new note and see. So the note title is going to be, let's say, hello world. That's the most used word, right? Let's go with it. This is the first note. Let me create a note. So as you can see, we have the note created. So hello world, this is the first note. And let's see, we can delete the note, and also we can even, okay, the edit option isn't working. Let's ask it. I am unable to edit the notes that I have taken. Let's see what it does. I think this should fix the edit problem. In the same way, whatever you generate, if you want to add some more features, or if you want to add the UI better, or if you want to do any sort of things, so whatever changes that you want to make, or whatever things that you just want to make to your application, you just have to give it the right prompt to the prompt panel, which is on the left side. That's it. Everything is going to be taken care by itself. Okay, now let's refresh the preview and let's see whether we have the edit option working or not. So now as you can see, we got, if I click on, I'll just click on edit again. So as you can see, we got the edit option. This is the first note. So yeah, as you can see, the edit has been completely, what do you say, the note has been edited successfully. So like I'm actually satisfied with the UI, as this is just a tutorial. I just don't want to waste all my credits. Like I have only few credits because I have used my credits for the video to social, right? So I'll just try to make it simple, and I just want to show you all the functionalities or all the possibilities that you can go with the particular lovable platform. So what I want to do is I just want to implement the Superbase integration with the particular platform. So once we have the Superbase integration in place, what we can do is whenever a new node has been created, let's say, as you can see, we have this is the first node that has been written, right? So if I try to refresh this, the node would be gone. Like you will be getting the default node that it has created. The reason, as you can see, we got the default node. The reason for this is not actually being stored in the database, right? So if you want to show your data into database, we have to use some platforms like Superbase or Firebase, or if you have some experience working with databases, you can like go ahead with the implementing with MongoDB or whatever it may be. So in this case, we'll be using Superbase. And if you are not familiar with the programming, or if you are not familiar with databases, just implement the same, like go ahead with the Superbase. The reason I am actually saying to use Superbase is Lovable has the default integration with Superbase, where you can directly, I'll just show you, you can just connect it with a single click. That's it. So I'm just going to give it the single line prompt to add the Superbase connection. So I just gave it the prompt. I want to add the Superbase integration to store the nodes. I'll just click on enter. Let's see what it does. So as you can see, it is actually telling us to follow these steps in order to integrate the Superbase. So first it is actually telling us to click on the Superbase menu in top right corner of the lovable interface. Connect your project to Superbase. Let me know once you have done that. I'll help you implement the database integration for storing the nodes. So we'll do that. I'll just click on Superbase here, and this is the project that I have. This is the workspace that I have in my Superbase account. And if you don't have Superbase account, just create a new one. You can do it for free. So I'll just click on create new project. So that is going to take me to this particular page, and you have to select your organization here. I'm going to give the project name as let's say note taking app. And the password, you can give it any password you want. I think this doesn't actually matter a lot, so I'll just give some random password. Yeah. So, and coming to the region part, if you want to leave this to default, you can go ahead and leave this to default. But if you have the idea where most of your users would be living in or accessing your application from, you can choose that particular region. This would actually give you the less latency. So once done, I'll just click on create new project. So this is going to create a new project in the Supabase that you have. So as you can see, we have new project that has been created. Let's just go back to Lovable, and I'll just connect my Supabase to the project that I have created. So once you click on Supabase, it is actually loading the organizations. So let's go to my organization, and as you can see, we have this new option, which is like we have the new project named Note Taking App. Just click on Connect and click on Connect. Now, as you can see on the left side, we have this prompt that is automatically taken. Please connect my Supabase project to Note Taking App, which is the name of the project that we have given. So now the Lovable is going to take care of all the SQL queries that it has to write in order to create all the tables, in order to create all the operations that it has to do. It is going to take care. And if there are any errors in between creating these particular tables or any sort of code that it is writing, it is going to show an error here, and if I get any errors, I'll show you that as well. But you will be getting an prompt, like you will be getting an pop-up here which says there is some error. So what you have to do is you just click on rectify errors or check the errors, and it is going to go back through all the codes, and it is going to rectify the errors by itself. So as you can see, it says your app is now connected to Supabase. You can now work with a fully featured backend and add the powerful features to make your app truly functional. So let's see whether I'll add a new note, and let's see whether it is going to store these new notes or not. I'll create a test note, and this is going to be test as well. I'll create a note, and I'll just refresh the page. Let's see whether this is actually trying to store this in the Supabase or not. So as you can see, it did not actually store. It got actually what you say, the node that I have taken actually disappeared. So let me go back to the Supabase and let's see what are the tables that it has created actually. So there are no tables. It did not actually create tables. So let's just go back to Lovable, and we'll say that I want you to store the. Okay, I'll just click on enter. I just gave it very basic. Like if you see, I'm actually giving very basic prompts. Like I want you to store the nodes in dead Superbase. That's it. So let's see. Yeah, as you can see, it is now creating the tables where we can actually try to store these particular nodes in the table. So Lovable is going to ask you for the confirmation in order to create the SQL queries or in order to execute the SQL queries. What you have to do is just click on apply changes. So this is going to be taking place, like the operation is going to be taken place in the Supabase, and all the code that it has written is going to be executed. So let's see after the. So as you can see, we have the a migration that is successfully completed. Now it is also updating the code in our dashboard as well. Let's wait and see what it does. Okay, I told you that we'll be getting some error messages, right? So you'll be getting some sort of error messages like these. So what you have to do is just click on error and click on try to fix. So this is going to fix the error, and if it did not try to fix it, try to click on try to fix again. So in the second or third time, most probably, in my experience, in second or third time it has fixed the errors properly. So yeah, let's see, it is actually updating the code, and once the code has been updated, we'll check the functionality whether the nodes is being stored on the Supabase or not. Okay, now it has actually written the code, so let's check with adding a new node, and I'll click on create node. Okay, it is actually asking me to log in to create nodes. So the reason it is asking me to create nodes is, in order to store the information in the Supabase, we need to store it on the basis of user, right? So let's say two of us actually registered in this particular platform. So if I create nodes and store it on Supabase, those nodes only has to shown to me, right? They should not be shown to you. So in order to implement that particular feature, we have to actually add the authentication here. So you can actually go ahead to the what is a Supabase, and you can find the authentication section here. So here you'll have all the users that are logged into your platform. As of now, we don't have any. And on the left side, you'll find this option called providers. So here you can actually try to implement all these sort of login options. Like if you want to implement Google login, you can go ahead and do that. If you want to implement the email login, you can go ahead and do that as well. So in this case, I'll be implementing the email login. So in order to implement this email login, make sure this is enabled in the Supabase. And also as of now, I'll just untick this option, which is confirm email, because every time I log in, I just not, I mean, I just can't confirm the email, right? So I'll just turn this feature off as of now, and I'll click on save. So let's just go back to a Lovable, and I'll ask it to create the authentication part with using the email. So I just gave it the simple prompt and I'm going to click on enter. Now this is going to actually create a login page where we can directly log into our Superbase, or you can directly say that you can directly log into this particular platform. And after that, you will be able to create these particular notes and store it into the Superbase, because you'll be having the unique user ID, right? So based on that, it is going to store the notes. Okay, now it has actually completed writing the code. I'll just open this in a new tab. Like I'll open the preview in the new tab. So as you can see, we have the login here, login button. I'll just click on login. So yeah, let's see. I don't find anything here to actually log into the platform. I'll just prompt it to the lovable. Okay, the reason for it not working is we just have to go to this particular authentication section, and here we have to actually configure the URL of our site. So that's the reason it's not actually what you say working. I'll just ask it to what are the URLs that I have to configure. So one is going to be the URL of this particular project, which is preview dash dash note, all those things. So as you can see, it is just giving me the entire URL. I'll just copy this URL and I'll go to the Superbase and I'll paste it and just I'll save the URL. So you have to add the redirect URL as well. So the redirect URL would be not the authentication URL, it has to be the dashboard URL, right? So after the authentication is done, the user has to be taken to the dashboard. So I'll just click on save URLs. Let's now test it out, like whether this is working or not. So yeah, once we have added the URLs, everything is working fine. Like as you can see, once we open the preview and I just clicked on refresh. So we have the login option here. Yeah, I'll just give my email and I'll set a password. I'll actually try to click on create. Okay, it is actually asking me to check your email to confirm your account. I'm not sure why it's asking, because I have actually disabled the confirm email option. So I'll just prompt it again to actually. So I just gave it the email confirmation is not required. So let's see what it does. Okay, let me try it again. I'll just click on login. And now let me just check with my user's account. Like the user, yeah, the user has been actually created. So I'll now log into the account. I'll not sign up. I'll just log into the account and I'll just click on sign in. Okay, perfect. Now we are actually into the dashboard, and as you can see, we are actually logged in. So now let's try to store a note, whether it is storing or not. If it stores, that's perfectly fine, or else we have to prompt it again to store the notes perfectly. So it says the note has been stored. Let's try to refresh it. Okay, perfect. It is storing the notes. So as you can see, I just created an entire web application. I mean, I'm not about like telling you to completely depend on it, but just try to. I just want to give you the possibilities that it is actually giving us. So like, just check with this particular thing. Like we just build this particular entire platform with just maybe in 30 minutes or so. Like I'll just try to check with the tables as well. So yeah, we have one table which is called notes, and we have the user ID, and we also have the notes that the user has actually stored. Now we'll try to implement the summarize feature to actually work. So what we have to do is, okay, so I just asked it to create a entire code that I need to actually send it to the OpenAI. Like we are going to use the OpenAI API, right? I asked it to create a entire code for the GPT-4o module, and I have to give it the API key. Just remember this: you should never ever paste your API key in this particular chart. So if you try to paste this in the a chart itself, then all the users, if your project is public, then all the users can access your API key, which would like run out all your credits in the OpenAI account. So if you ask it to like, I just gave it the prompt, right? Ask me for the OpenAI API key. So as you can see, once the code has been generated, it is going to prompt a box where I have to enter my OpenAI API key, and that particular API key is going to be stored in the Superbase edge function secrets. Your API key is going to be stored in the Superbase and it is not going to store in the lovable. So that's very much important that you have to remember in your mind. So as you can see, we just got this option to add the API key. So I'll just click on add API key and I'll just get my API key. So you have to go to platform.openai.com/API keys. So just log in. If you don't have account, you have to sign up to your OpenAI API key account. Okay, now we are actually logged in. So in order to use your API keys from OpenAI, you have to actually set up your billing as well. I think you have to top up with a $5 minimum, I guess. So yeah, you have to top up with the $5, and after that you can use the API key. I'll just click on create new API key, and I am going to name it note taking app, and I'll click on create secret key, and you have to store this key, and once you close this you are not able to access it again. So you just have to copy this and save this somewhere if you want to use it later. I'll just go back to the Lovable platform, and I'll just enter the API key, and I'll click on submit. So as you can see, we have added the API key successfully. Now this is going to implement all the, like this is going to write all the code now for the OpenAI in order to send the request to the OpenAI, and also get the response from it and show it to the user. So yeah, it is going to now write the function for the summarize notes. Let's wait and see what it does. Okay, this now says that the function has been generated successfully. So I'll try to refresh the page. And okay, I'll try to copy something. I'll just copy this from my website, and I'll add a new note. So this is going to be, let's say, test 2, and I'll paste in the content here, and I'll click on create note. So this has been created. Let's click on summarize, and let's see whether this gets the summarized text from the OpenAI API or not. Okay, yeah, we got the summary from this. So this is, I mean, you can check with the, or you say the content that it has here, and you can check with the content which we have here as well. This is the summarized content. Like just check with it. We just implemented the AI automation in like 5 minutes. So yeah. Okay, now the thing that we have to do is, okay, so you have completed developing the project. Like in my case, this is the test project, right? So whatever the features that you want to add, whatever the things that you want to add, you can directly go ahead and do it. And now I'll try to show you a way to actually integrate the payment gateways. So if you are actually integrating the famous gateways like Stripe, Razorpay, PayPal, or whatever it may be, you can do it like this. You can do it in the same way like we have done with integrating the OpenAI. Like you just have to give it the prompt that I want to implement the Stripe payment gateway in my platform. Ask me for the URLs that you need, the checkout URLs, and the API key that you want. So you just have to give it the API keys. I'm not able to show you practically here because I don't have a Stripe account. For my platform video to social, I have used a platform called Doodoo Payments for the integration. So in order to actually implement it for the test platform, I can't do it because I have already integrated with the video to social. So yeah, you can like do it in a simpler way. If you want to implement with the famous payment gateways, you can like go ahead and implement, like I've told you, you can just prompt it, I want to implement this particular payment gateway into my platform. That's it. But if you are trying to implement a different payment gateway which is not that popular, like I have done in my case, so what you have to do is you need to have a little bit understanding of how these APIs work and how the webhooks work in order to actually do it. So if I'll just give you a brief example, I'll just go to Doodoo Payments, what do you say, documentation. Okay, so this is the documentation of the Doodoo payments. So in order to implement the payment gateways, you have to actually implement with the help of API, right? So if you are like implementing with Node or Python or whatever it may be, like there are some SDKs that you can use default. You can directly import the SDKs in your project and try to use them. Like you will be having the, let's say if you go to maybe Python SDK, you will be seeing all the code. I mean, you need to have little bit of coding in order to get this done. And coming to the webhook part, so you'll be having all the webhook endpoints and all the webhook response that you need to actually parse in your particular project. In order to parse it, you'll be having all the things here. So like you can see, whenever a payment is succeeded, you'll be getting this particular endpoint, which is payment dot succeeded. So in the same way, you have to actually handle all these particular requests in your application. So you can directly copy all these endpoints and give it to Lovable and try to, what do you say, iterate with the prompts until it gets the right sort of thing. And also one more other hack that you can actually use is, so once you come into the webhook payload, you'll have the structure here, like how you are going to get the webhook into your what do you say, platform. So you can copy the structure and give it to the Lovable and ask it to, what do you say, parse the particular webhook using this particular structure. So if you just try to give if you don't give it the structure, so it is going to hallucinate and try to create some random webhook response or webhook parsing thing. So if you try to give this particular thing, it is going to actually be more conscious when creating the parsing code or all the stuff. This is about integrating payment gateways, but if you need any help integrating payment gateways or like anything, if you are stuck in between, I'll be happy to help you out. You can directly come out in our forum. So if you just come into your website, you'll have the option to submit your questions in the forum. So this is the free forum that you can post your questions on. I'll be happy to help you out there as well. So the final thing that we have to do is we have to actually link to our custom domain, right? So I'll just show you how to do it. You can do it like in 5 minutes or so. So what you have to do is, in order to actually add your custom domain, you have to publish your project to GitHub. So in order to do that, just click on publish. So here you have to deploy the project. So in my case, I'm deploying it to public because this is just the test project. In your case, you have to make it private. So if you want to make your project private, you can't do it with the free plan. You have to purchase any of the premium plans that they are offering. So now the project is successfully deployed. So now what we have to do is we have to choose the hosting provider. So in order to host our websites, we need to choose the hosting provider, right? So there is this free platform which you can use, which is called Netlify, and this is actually going to make your work way easier. So what you have to do is, once you have created a free account here, you'll be taken to this particular page. So what you have to do is click on add a new site. So import an existing project. So what you have to do is click on GitHub. So where you will be importing your project from. So my GitHub is already authenticated. So if you don't have your GitHub authenticated, what you say, you just have to authenticate with it. So okay, I did not find my project here. Let me just go back to Lovable. Um, okay, I think, yeah, I did not actually try to publish it on GitHub, right? So I'll click on transfer repository. Okay, so here in settings, you'll have the option to transfer the repository. So the organization is going to be my default profile. So I'll just click on the default profile. Okay, so now the particular what do you say project has been transferred to my particular GitHub. As you can see, we have this entire thing that is in the GitHub. Now let's try to refresh this page. Okay, now I just got the Node Summon AI, which is the platform that we just built. So I'll just click on this, and the site name would be, let's say, Node AI. So this is going to be the default URL like you can use if you don't have the custom domain in place. So all of these is going to be default. Okay, so I think this is actually taken. So let me go ahead with Node AI 123, which is available. I'll just deploy the site. So once we deploy the site, we will be getting the URL of the Netlify subdomain. So the site deploying is actually in progress. So now what you have to do is you have to purchase a domain. Obviously, you have to purchase a custom domain if you want to, like in platforms like GoDaddy, Hosting, or whatever it may be. So I leave a link in the description with the best providers for the domain. So I just have my previous domain. I think I have purchased the domain for my website, but I did not use it, which is digitalmoneyspace.in. So I think I'll just try to link this particular domain to the Netlify account. So now the site is successfully published. Now let's check it once. So as you can see, we have the so now we have the entire website published online. Now you can share this link to anyone that you want to in order to actually check this website out. So the thing that we have to do is we have to actually change this particular thing to our custom domain, right? Let's do that. So go back to the Netlify and go back to domain management. Here you have to add a domain. So my domain is going to be digitalmoneyspace.in. I'll click on verify. So yeah, I'll try to add a domain now. Okay. Now what you have to do is you have to actually map the name servers to this particular Netlify account. So let me just do that now. Okay, now what you have to do is you just have to click on options here. What you have to do is click on go to DNS panel. So here you'll be having the option to actually link the name servers. So just copy all these name servers one by one and go back to the platform wherever you purchase the domain and just update the name servers to the or Netlify name servers like I'm doing now. So once you have done with this, you just click on save. So now it might take some time in order to get those name servers gets reflected to the particular Netlify account. So let's see whether these gets updated or not. Let me just go back to domain management. Okay, it's actually taking a lot of time. Like the domain isn't actually connected to the name servers, right? So it's actually taking a lot of time. So what you have to do is once the domain is connected, you'll see the success message here. So after that, what you just have to do is click on verified DNS configuration. So that would automatically enable your SSL certificate. So once your SSL certificate is enabled, you'll also see the log symbol, which is just on side of your domain name. And yeah, that's it. You'll have the entire website published on your custom domain. And also Netlify doesn't actually charge you for free hosting, but later if you want to scale this up, you just have to take the premium plan that it has offering you. So yeah, that's it. So if you have any questions, or if you are stuck between in setting up the particular project, or if you have any question in the process, just come up to the forum and I'll be happy to help you out. You can share your screenshots and you can actually start the discussion there. I'll be happy to help you out. If you find this video helpful, just give it a like. And if you are actually into automating stuff, and if you are actually into building projects with AI, you'll find this channel very helpful. Just check out the videos, and if you find them helpful, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one.